Yeah, and obviously, so I've met you a couple times before. I think like 2 times. You came to train as well at one point. Yeah. And do you know what's funny? Yeah, like I feel like, because obviously I know your brother, and I feel like there's some values that your brother's taken from you as well. Like when you're talking about integrity and stuff. And obviously he's his own person anyways, isn't it? But I can see like sometimes when I look at him, I can see some, like I'm talking to you now, I can see how like he's developed some of the traits. And I think those are traits people like probably respect. I respect it a lot. You know what I'm trying to say? When people say how it is and people keep, you know, stick to the word and stuff, and I respect that, man. I don't think we have enough of that.
He says that himself, that he picks up a lot of traits from me. But he's my younger bro, I pick it up from him as well. He don't realise that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like we both feed off each other. Like I've got a lot of respect for him. And he says he's got a lot of respect for me, and he says his boys do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I feel like, I don't know, the energy, we just feed off each other. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You know what? This is gonna sound like a funny question, yeah. So I don't have siblings, innit? Yeah. I got like a half sister, half brother from my dad's side. I've never really.
Did you live with them?
No, not really. No, it's just I've never even met my older sister, my half sister. But yeah, so like it sounds like a funny question, yeah. But what's it like having a brother?
Bro, it's like, through my experience, my best friend, innit? But sometimes it's like looking at myself in the mirror. Do you know what I mean? Like if my brother's in pain, I feel like I'm in pain as well. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think I could get that with anybody else.
It's almost like you're both one, innit?
One. Like I couldn't imagine life without him. But this is the person who I beef the most as well on a regular.
But you know what? But it's interesting because I don't think like everyone says that about their siblings in general. Like I'm not saying everyone's like, I see some people who are like they got like a really bad relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Me and my bro, like we have said that we feel like we're closer than a lot of other siblings. Yeah. I've got friends and they don't talk to their brothers. You know what I mean? For years. And with my bro, like, we beef each other all the time, but sometimes it gets to the point where even if I'm in the wrong, he'll be the bigger man and say, yo, let's squash it.
Yeah,
vice versa. Because how long can it go on for? Like, it's my bro at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's
Do you know what I mean? If something happens to him, I'm there to protect him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So...
yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Nah, I like that. And I think obviously, I don't know what it is exactly, but there's a sense of like there's it comes back to values, innit? It's like what you was talking about, just kind of like just being real and because not many people's got that. But yeah, in terms of music, yeah, like where do you think your creativity comes from?
Like I don't really know, you know. Like I listen to so many different types of music, so it's like I'm not just subjected to one genre. So like growing up early, like there would be loads of different types of music playing at my house, not just rapping.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And me, like, I think I'm good at music. A lot of people tell me I'm good, but I'm not naturally talented. Like I used to rap back in the day, and you can tell by people's reaction that they weren't feeling it. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know, I just worked hard. Do you know what I mean? And then sometimes I'll just copy flows from American rappers, 50 Cent, and just hit back in the day. Swearing, innit?
Nah, you can swear,
Findings are large, yeah. So, yeah, and I don't know, I would just always explore different areas, and then, yeah, I've never really wanted to sound like somebody else, and then naturally, I developed my own sound.
Yeah, no, I could tell that, and you know what's funny, yeah, and this is not a reflection of you, this is more a reflection of me, and just going back to the whole like judgment thing. I think it took me a little bit of time to adjust to your music. And then once I adjusted, I'm like, I fuck with it. Like, it's like I enjoyed it, you know what I'm trying to say? But because it was different than usual, and because you got your own style, so you know, like usually people when they listen to music, or they're looking for something they're familiar with, and it wasn't something I was familiar with. So once I understood your style and once I adapted to it, I was like, right, this is actually lit. You know what I'm trying to say? So,
I mean, one thing, like, I've not ever wanted anyone to say, oh, you sound like my man. Oh, your flow's like his. Like, that's what's important to me.
But that's why I like your music, because like when I listen to your music, I go, cool, that's Billy. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That's not anyone else. I can't go out there and say like there's another person making same type of music.
Bro, like, do you know what it is? There can only be one you in it. Do you know what I mean? So say you didn't fuck with my music, someone would, because he's, do you know what I mean? They'd fuck with me for me.
Yeah.
So I feel like where a lot of people may have it wrong is they try to cater for everybody, innit?
Yeah.
But with that, you don't develop a solid fan base. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there'll always be someone better than you if you're jumping at every different type of wave, innit? Do you know what I mean? So, you know, like some people don't fuck with my music, innit? Like I can tell.
How do you overcome that? Because the reason I say that, yeah, is because like, see, I think with us it's similar with this podcast as well. Obviously it's not for everyone, innit? It's a certain type of podcast, so it's like we try to have most authentic conversations possible, and sometimes we don't talk about certain things that's gonna give us numbers or is gonna, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So I can relate to that. So how do you overcome that challenge of like, you know what, let me be myself, and even though it might not be like, you know, moving as fast as I want it to, but I'm staying authentic.
Bro, do you know what it is? It's just like, I feel like in general, we can't live to please other people. Because one of my biggest fears, I'd say, is living in regret and thinking, right, like, I wish I did this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain times where I feel like I should have done some certain things and I've not done it because maybe someone might have made a comment, or I shouldn't have done that. Who are they at the end of the day? Do you know what I mean? Because there's certain things I've done which I didn't think was that good.
Yeah.
And then certain people are just like, yeah, that's hard.
Do you read the comments?
Yeah, I do. I do.
So,
you know what I mean?
I do.
Because, yeah, I read comments because at the same time, bad comments are not like, oh, just haters. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the same time, someone could be saying, raw, like, he's hard, but he needs to work on his flow. Or his delivery. Do you know what I mean? And you do need, not everyone's a hater. You've got to actually...
But what's the line? Like, where do you draw the line where you go like, you know what? Like, what this person is saying, it's like... Because obviously sometimes it's like constructive, innit? So people can say certain things and then, you know, we can take it on board and work with it. But sometimes it's like some people are just delusional in the comments. So, like, where do you draw the line?
Bro, do you know what it is? It's like, you can't just pay too much attention to everything because it's a lot harder to be in a position where everyone's judging you than be in the comments judging them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know them. Do you know what I mean? They're hiding. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, how serious can you really take someone like that? Do you know what I mean?
And they make some funny accounts. Do you know
funny
what I mean? Yeah.
When you click on these accounts, no followers, like it's like they made these accounts.
Just to troll, innit?
To troll.
Like people hide behind these fake. You know what? There was like a wave a couple years ago. I used to laugh so hard. On blog pages, like people would make like Instagram accounts, with like a police officer name, so like PC Mike or something, or whatever. And then they will go on like blog pages. Like let's say street blogs or something, and then they will comment on there saying like, we're coming for this guy.
I see them on YouTube still. Or like they will pretend that he's characters or something.
Hey, that ones were funny. Like I actually found those ones funny. But like people, like I don't know, like it surprises me. It's like ain't people got better things to do, because like they don't get paid for that, bro. Like it's just it's mad.
Clearly not, innit?
Clearly
not. But at the end of the day, sometimes like haters, they create awareness, innit? A buzz around you. So it's like, for every negative, there can be a positive as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, man, I've seen a lot of rappers where they've had so many trolls, so many haters, and then you just know them for that. Like, raw, like, you know what I mean? Everyone's onto them. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes they bring it on themselves, but they've got a buzz, and then they work off the buzz. Do you know what I'm saying? So, bro, it's one of them ones.
Yeah, I like that still. Are you on Instagram right now?
I just reactivated it like 2 days ago. I just took a little break off it. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Like, what do you get like fatigued from being on social media?
Bro, I just get distracted sometimes, you know.
Yeah. In what sense?
Bro, not even on the way. Like a lot of people, they find the gram they compare themselves to others, and it can kind of bring them to a low state. But it's not even that with me. Like. It's just a thing where like sometimes I'm just scrolling and I'm deep in my head like, bro, you could just be doing something better with your time, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't really use TikTok, but there's a lot of TikTok videos I just see on the gram and I was laughing at videos. And thinking, bro, like, I'm not learning nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then taking a break off the gram has just been refreshing for me. Do you know what I mean? Even if it was only a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I got more done. Do you know what I mean? More done. So
Yeah, that's interesting. Like I think, you know what it is, obviously I feel like it's a common topic, innit, talking about social media and Instagram and stuff, but I feel like even though it's common, I don't feel like we talk about it in depth, yeah. And I think for me, it's just like I even had times where like I would do the same thing. It's like I deleted my Instagram for a little while, yeah. And I will catch myself like, let's say like I'm doing something and then I'd open my phone and the first thing I'm looking for is Instagram to see what's going on. So, you know, like just stories, whatever. And I was like, right, that's actually mad. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Like, why would I do this as my first thing to do? Or like wake up in the morning, open.
That's like me though.
Yeah. So, and I think over time, because I kind of became conscious of that, innit? So I was just kind of like minimizing it, or like, I don't use it as much now, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like I've got control over it, where like before I used to just kind of like have control over me.
Like with me, I wouldn't even say it doesn't control me at all, because even if you look at my gram, I don't really post or anything. I'm not active like that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like, oh no, we live in a society where we're just always on our phones, innit?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm on the train and I look around as everyone's on their phone.
Yeah.
Like no one, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't like driving. I like being on a train because sometimes I like to see new faces, but everyone's just on their phone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, and everyone just looks like a robot these days. Do you know what I mean? It's like, doesn't know really what's going on, but based on what they see on their phone, they think they know what's going on. Do you know what I'm saying?
And there's a lot of, you're going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, what's funny, not much has changed though. Like in the 90s, they just replaced phones for newspapers and books and stuff like that. Not really much has changed.
Yeah, it's just a different platform, isn't it? Yeah. Like for instance, huh? Yeah. No, it's a good point. Yeah.
So like, I find it interesting when people look, like older people like look back and say, oh, all these people on their phones, they don't talk no more. But were they really talking back in the day?
Yeah, they were though. I'd say
a bit more, but
I'd say they were though.
But having internet gives you access to talking to a wider range of people. Like I can talk to someone.
But I feel like a lot of people have lost kind of social skills, like in terms of one-to-one interaction.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like more time, if someone wants to meet a girl or a girl wants to meet a man or whatever, it's through the gram or I don't know, Tinder. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
like,
but someone was saying this the other day. Like Instagram's like the biggest dating app right now.
And do you know what I'm saying? Does it surprise you though?
It doesn't.
Look how easy it is. Like you could just DM 10 girls in the space of 1 minute.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But you know what it is, yeah. So I'm trying to get into what Aladdin said. Yeah, I think it's interesting, and so I feel like the world hasn't changed much apart from what platforms we utilize. Yeah, and this is coming to me now. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, it's like, see a guy that would message like 10 girls on Instagram. Yeah, is the same guy that would have probably tried to talk to 10 girls on the street back in the day.
It reminds me of I'm watching right now. I'm watching Friends, innit, which is like a social commentary on how life was like back in the 90s. But you watch a lot of like, I'm watching a lot of like, whenever I watch a bunch of different shows that were like old school, stuff like that, I look at that and I think, if that's how life was like back in, I'm 21, so I don't know what life in the 90s. But if that's how life was in the 90s, what has been changed? Not much has been changed. It's just like you said, like this, they just do it, the same thing, just in a different way. Like if I want to move to 10 girls, I can have it do on Instagram, but 10 years ago, I can do it in a club or in a coffee house.
No, but like what we're saying about trolls, people have the confidence to do things. I think that's platforms that they would not do.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's different. Yeah, that's like the biggest change is confidence to do everyone, not being punished for it.
Literally, and I'd say it's not even just social media that kind of determines our confidence now. Like if you look at, I might be driving, I might pull up at a petrol station. Sometimes you can pay at the pump now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not having this small type of interaction with the guy who's inside now.
Bro, that's so true.
Do you get what I'm saying? Or like I might be in Sainsbury's and there's self-checkout. And these are like little bits of conversation which we should be having that we don't have no more. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's powerful.
So it's not, I wouldn't even say it's just the gram or like social media. It's like everything's just contactless. You don't have to say nothing to nobody.
Do you know what's mad? Yeah. So let's say like if I was to take like 1,000 times that I went to fill up, yeah, like I could have had 1,000 of those conversations at a pump that would have helped me develop my social skills. But instead, I had 1,000 times where I used my bank card that didn't like give me anything basically.
But then again, this whole
that's powerful.
This whole
self
checkout thing is kind of, it creates, I guess, a little bit of independence. So you're sacrificing human interaction in exchange for independence. Like,
But where does that independence get you though?
I reckon it gets you quite far. Because like you said, the way you're saying something like at face value, all it is just you talking to someone. But in the long run, that has a big effect. You can apply that same mentality to self-checkout where, yeah, all you're doing is just doing self-checkout and doing it by yourself. But in reality, you're gaining a level of independence. You're understanding the advancements of certain technologies. And in turn, that can allow you to be more motivated, to be more self-dependent on other things. So it's like that little small seed. The same way you're saying the small seed and having a conversation with someone at checkout, that can also be applied to like a little bit of independence.
But I feel like you need that independence anyway though, because
you gain.
What about, because I'm just thinking on the flip side, yeah, what about people that's got anxiety or like the more introverts and they'd rather check out with a card than speak to the person?
You reckon there's less?
But this is the problem though. This world is just gonna make you more anxious though.
Yeah.
Because it gives you these easier options where there's certain things bro you have to do, like, do you know what I mean? Like eventually, not everybody, but you're gonna want a partner, you're gonna want children. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
After you've met your partner on the gram and you've met them and everything, you're gonna have a time where you're gonna have an issue with each other or a problem that you need to resolve. You're not just both gonna go on your phones.
Yeah, and start posting online.
Some people do.
That's what people do. That I agree with that. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's mad.
Is that right though?
Yeah, it's mad. But then that's the thing. But then going back to the platform, they're still doing the same thing they would have done just on a different platform, innit? But you know what's interesting about Gram, and this one hit me, some people actually end up doing more things in life so they can go post on the Gram. That's the benefit side of it. So like literally some people do stuff so they can go, yeah, hey, like I climbed up this mountain, like boom.
But I think that's more on intention. Like if I went to climb a mountain, there's two reasons for me to climb a mountain. Either one, so I can take a picture so I can show everyone, or two, because I want to fulfill this life goal that I've had for the past X amount of years. Why are you doing it? So intention. That's why I always say intention is very important, because once you understand intention, that's when you know.
And then it's like, in your head you think you want to do it, but do you really want to do it? Or is it, I'm not saying you yourself, I'm just saying in general though.
But sometimes even this happens to me all the time. Sometimes I'm fooling myself. Sometimes I try to, it's like, because when I go into something, I always know that there's initially there's an initial reason why I'm doing it. And then after that I realize, okay, cool. So let's say for example, I go climb a mountain, for example. I get the opportunity to go climb Scaffold Pike or Kilimanjaro or whatever. Me saying yes, my initial reason to say yes is cool, so I can take a picture of it, post on Instagram. But then I try to kind of battle that part of myself and say, you know what, I want to do this for a self-development kind of thing. But it's like at the back of my mind is always like, oh, but I'm still gonna take that gram pic. I'm still gonna post that story. So it's kind of hard to kind of battle that, because in the society we live right now, it's like validation is like it's so craveable.
No, we all love it though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the way I'm saying it, I'm not trying to I'm trying to be careful what I say. Like, I'm not trying to say, bro, I've got I've hacked all of this and like I'm not like that and I'm different. I'm like that. Like everyone likes validation.
Yeah, me too. I think all of us are.
We love it. Do you know what I mean?
But is validation something that we should be battling?
But you know what? I don't think we need to battle validation. I think what validation is, in my perspective, is just reassurance that we're alive, innit?
Yeah.
Because like when someone like unless someone gives us validation, it's like we don't exist. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So there's always like a sense of validation that someone gets from somewhere. That's why I like the word. It validates us, so it validates our existence.
You doubt yourself at the end of the day.
Should we be seeking validation? Or should we just be accepting validation?
I think you know what? I think the most important validation though is internal one though.
Yeah.
It's like and I feel like that's the sense I'm getting from you as well.
You can't live on that though. You can't just live your whole life on internal validation. There is some form of external that is required for you to actually like feel fully, like, because I can validate myself all day long, but would I fully feel validated without having the external part?
I think so. For me it's different. Like for you that might be the case, but for me it's different. Sure. I think I prioritize internal. So I try to, just in general life, I try to rely on myself more than relying on any other external sources.
Yeah.
Like, so for instance, like when I was training, well, I'm still training, but when I started training, I used to depend on training with people to even train in first place. And then over the time, I got to the point where like, you know what, like I should be relying on myself. Sure. So I would never ever need another person to train with. But if I can't train with another person, that's good, isn't it? That's
everyone's going to be there forever, isn't it?
Exactly.
Because a lot of people, I don't know, from Fight for Peace. They've gone to other gyms to
Yeah.
Fight for Peace. Do you know what I mean? You may feel like you've got the perfect training partner. Do you know what I mean? But then at some point he might have to take another journey.
They might go to a different
what I'm
country or something. Yeah.
So you can't look at pieces like they're part of your puzzle. Do you get what I'm saying?
And then the whole like world crumbles. Like people stop training because of that or
Because
this.
of that, yeah.
And that just happens with so many different things,
Yeah,
man.
so that's what I'm saying. That's when I ask, like, when it comes to validation, should we be seeking it or accepting it? Should I be going out my way to? Because, like we said, like validation, external validation is kind of important. Like, it's necessary. So, bro, sorry,
It's mad, isn't it?
yeah, it's crazy today, man. Yeah, sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, so should we be looking for validation, doing things for validation, or should we just be doing things and open validation with open arms, like bring in validation with open arms?
I don't know. What do you think?
In an ideal world, I'll do everything for myself and just, I guess, hope that there might be a little bit of validation there. But in terms of doing things to look for it, I think that's where it becomes problematic, because then your intention's not there. It's just back to intention. It's just the intention ain't there, which is, to me, is problematic.
Yeah, I think that's a good realization. Obstacles in life. Like, how do you look at obstacles?
They're always gonna be there, innit?
Yeah.
Always gonna be there, and you've just got to understand that. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no journey that's just gonna be straightforward. And I might look at someone else's journey on the gram or whatever, and to them they're showing what they want to show.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, right, like, that's easy. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, oh no, I'm comparing myself to them, and then shit, I'm understanding that it's not as easy.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what you understand. There is obstacles in it, and other people might not show it, but everyone's got their own obstacles. Do you know what I mean? But it's important to know how to deal with them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always tell myself, right, if I'm having a good week now, something's around the corner. I gotta understand this. With every high, there's a low. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like that.
So I try to always prepare myself mentally. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know? I like what you said about with every high there's a low, and I feel like this is something. Like, it's been coming up for me a lot recently, and I've been trying to understand it, yeah. And maybe I shouldn't try to understand it, yeah. It's like, you know, like, there's like, see in life, there's pros and cons, there's yin and yang, there's always like it's interesting because like one thing can't exist without the other. It's like they're almost like the same, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. It's a balance, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like let's say for instance, like if someone's like doing they're jumping out the plane, yeah, to skydive, yeah, like the only way they can do that is by risking their life, in a sense. But they can't do that if they don't risk their life. So it's like they're both as important, and we can't avoid.
A lot of people like it because of the thrill of I might die.
Would you ever do that?
Never.
Never. What about bungee jump?
No. Do you know what it is? It just don't appeal to me, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even the heights. It just certain things just don't appeal to me. Like myself, I don't want to jump out of a plane.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'd rather just stay in the plane.
I you know what, I like that, and I think we're living in a society as well, yeah, where a lot of people go like, if you don't do this, like, you're a bitch, or do whatever. But really and truly, it's like, who cares who does what? You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, it's for us to decide what we want to do, really.
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
So when people try to force their kind of narratives on people for not doing something, it's a bit funny.
I've got a question on that. I want to get an answer from both of you. How would you define the word bravery?
What are you saying? You want to go first?
Nah, you go first.
I'd say, I don't know, taking charge of a situation where you could possibly be vulnerable, innit? Do you know what I mean? Taking control.
That's
When you're not vulnerable, I would say it's quite easy. Do you know what I mean? But when you're vulnerable and people are judging you, or you could end up being hurt from it, that's when it's hard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's when you gotta be brave.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think for me it's about, how would I describe it? That's a good question, man. I think it's about understanding that I might be against certain odds, or like I might potentially lose, but just still kind of like being brave enough to just do it, just go for it.
Yeah, because what I'm hearing is about battling an opposition that is superior to you in a way. And when I say that, it's not, I don't mean like a physical opposition, but I mean like that could be an example as well. But it's like fighting against something where there's a higher chance of you losing.
Well, like the government.
But it's like fighting something where there's a high chance of you. It's like you said, the odds against you. There's a high chance of you losing. That you still look at it and think, you know what, yeah, it could be a 99-1, but I'm relying on that one. You feel me? That one is enough for me to move on with it. Which I mean,
what if it's a 0? Would you still do it?
I wouldn't do it for 1.
It's 0 though, isn't it?
Yeah, I would do it on the 1.
But I think I would still do it, man.
It depends though, because we're like talking about bungee jumping or skydiving.
But you know what?
Jumping out of a plane with no parachute. No parachute, that's 0. Do you know what I'm saying?
There's something in me.
We're saying guaranteed not gonna end.
Bro, there's something in me. I'm not saying that's what I would do, but there's something in me that's a bit like, I feel like I got that trait somewhere, yeah, deep down inside, where it's like, I want to do it. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I want to, like, I don't know, there's something about, and I think this comes from maybe from Muay Thai, or maybe this is something I've had since I was a kid.
You have to fuck it.
Yeah, I got to fuck it. It's not always on, but sometimes, like, if I turn it on maybe like once in 1,000 times. But when I turn it on, it's just like I don't give a fuck about anything at that
That's
point.
like my favorite type of adrenaline pump.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that's adrenaline, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not really like, I wouldn't say I'm an adrenaline person. I think I'm very similar to you. Like I don't do all these, like I did a bungee jump, but it was a present, innit? So I kind of had to do it basically. But I didn't have to. But
you wouldn't do it again.
I wouldn't do it again. No, I didn't enjoy it. Like I'm not really like a heights kind of person, but you know, there's certain things in life where I can go like, you know what, I can do it if I want to, but it's not my thing. It's not for me. But it's not, and people are like, oh, what, you scared to do whatever. I don't do them high rise, all of them different things, because I'm like, yo, like I'm not really like an adrenaline like junkie or whatever.
Bro, it just don't appeal to me, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like if someone got it as a present, like I said, yo, there's tickets to do it, and he paid the money and they couldn't get a refund, I'd be like, cool, I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? That's literally what I've done. Or if I'm going on holiday to one of these countries, I'm not bungee jumping.
Yeah. But you know what, it made me laugh, man. I said, if there's no refund, if there's a refund, yo, run that back.
You get it.
If there's a refund, run it back. Yeah, that's lit.
Literally.
Yeah, no, that's lit, man. Like, what advice would you give? Like, if someone wants to start doing music, or you know what? Like, if someone wants to start anything in life, yeah. Like, what advice would you give them?
What advice would I give them? I would just say like go with your heart, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, as I was saying before, like you don't want to live in regret.
Yeah.
I do feel like a lot of people just live to please others, or you might like education is always key. Don't get me wrong, innit? But we may take courses in uni to please our parents, or do you know what I mean? And it's in our heart. That's not what we want to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would just say, listen, like what you actually feel you want to do in life.
Yeah, I see a lot of young people where like their parents, they want them to, you know, like become doctors or this.
But it's
or
understandable though, because in certain countries they don't have the opportunities that we have here. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't have. It's hard to become a doctor in certain countries. So when they come over to this country and it's possible, saying, "Yo,"
but you know, like, do you feel like that's fair though? Like, do you feel like parents should do that? Because obviously I can see benefits as well, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of kids are getting like kind of forced.
I'll just say like it's not even coming from a bad place with a lot of parents, but it's like, as I said, in certain countries it's not possible, and where it is possible, they say, "Yo, this is what I want you to do." Do you know what I mean? I don't want you to become a rapper, or because like look at now, like you can literally have a career playing PlayStation. Gaming and that.
Yeah, that's true.
Any parent wants to hear that. Me, I got to understand that this is the future now. If my son says he wants to be a gamer, I got to still make sure he's educating himself. He's still in school, but this is life now, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I feel like with a lot of these like careers, it's like, because it's so new and it's like it's not within the generation or the, you know, the parents and stuff. They don't understand it. So because they don't understand it, they go like, no, you can't do this or you can't do that. But really and truly, it's like if they invested some time into trying to understand what it is, then they can be more supportive towards that anyway.
It's true. And I feel it's easy for me and you to look at it like that, but we could naturally become ignorant when we are of like that generation looking down as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean? But I don't feel like that's you though. I feel like you have like even just doing this podcast or just in general, just like doing like, you know, like different things in life and stuff. Yeah. I feel like you're someone who's expanding, because you know what it is, yeah? I feel like it's so easy for us to just be limited to where we live and where we come from. And I feel like traveling sometimes, traveling the world, like meeting different types of people just opens up like a whole different perspective. That there's a whole different world out there. And it's not like, this is a tiny island, bro. UK is a tiny island. So imagine how many people are out there just like, yeah, you know, there's so many amazing places to go to. It's incredible, man.
I know, and like at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of us, we just live in one bubble as well. Do you know what I mean? Like we feel like, I don't know, like you said, it's just a small island. Some people have never left even the UK before. Let London as well. Do you know what I'm
Some
saying?
people don't even leave the ends, bro.
Like bro, like in East, people talk different to the way they do in South. Like it's so different. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you can't live, because you're just gonna limit yourself. Do you know what I mean? If you just remain in one bubble.
Is there any part of UK that like you find the accent funny? Or you found it funny before?
Yeah, like
all of them.
Like obviously like Liverpool, Birmingham. I mean, but obviously like in America they find our accent funny.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Do you know what I mean? We sound posh to them.
I think the only musician in the UK, that sounds like that can kind of like not break into American music market, because we've already done that. But just that kind of sounds similar is Nave Smalls. Because the way he kind of like rap sings, it sounds American anyways. His pronunciation. Not with all the tracks, but there's a couple of them.
Yeah, I'd say a few rappers though. I'd say a few rappers, like, because there's a lot of people who do that kind of. Not saying they sound like Nate Smalls, but it's that similar type of wave, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
like DBE and.
Yeah, but I just feel like. I feel like we're trying to please Americans too much, innit?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we should really give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know I feel like naturally they're never really gonna rate us like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what's really, actually I just remembered something powerful, yeah. I was thinking about like musicians in the UK and artists in the UK, yeah. And I was thinking, actually, you know what? Sometimes they violate the UK fans, you know, like, but not literally, but like, bro, like they would appreciate fans overseas more, yeah, than the UK fans, which makes no sense to me. It's like just because someone's in another country and they're listening to an artist's music, they go like, oh yeah, like these fans are more important than the ones in the UK. Like, makes no sense. And I think
so like fans in what, like Europe,
and yeah, like different parts of the world. Like so for instance, I'm not saying this is the case, but like let's say there's an up and coming artist, yeah. And let's say I live in like, I don't know, like I live in like Russia or something, yeah. And let's say I start listening to the person's music and then I put them out on Insta or whatever, like they're more likely to get gassed over that than, you know what I'm saying, than if a fan in the UK done that.
I've never noticed that though.
Yeah.
You might be right. I've never really actually paid attention to that though. I've not really noticed that. But I do get what you're saying. Like me, I'm not saying I'm trying to do that, but I do want to get a fan base maybe in like the Netherlands or
like
France, because I've been tapping into their music recently.
Yeah.
So it's like getting appreciation from them. They're never gonna think, raw, like I'm trying to be like them. I ain't trying to be French. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm also gonna come with their type of thing. But with Americans, it's just like they could always see it like we're trying to be like them. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's been happening for years though. But yeah, there's a lot of people now who are kind of waking up and going, no, we don't need the, like, you know.
We don't.
Yeah. We don't need the validation.
I think the UK music scene is so strong. Like, do you know what I mean? It's so strong. Like, I feel like maybe back in the days, like, I don't know, 20 years ago, I understood why people looked at it like that.
Who did you listen to back in the day? Like, you know, I want to have this conversation, yeah, because like obviously I grew up on like gigs and all of that back in the day, and I listened to a lot of different artists. And you know what it is? Some of that music, I don't know if it's just because I'm familiar with it, but I feel like it's timeless. And I feel like some of that music from back in the day, yeah, it would have blown now if it was made now, innit? But at that time, it was just.
I've always thought that a lot of these rappers, like gigs, some of the bangers they made back then, they were hard back then, and they should be re-recorded now, innit?
Bro,
do you know what I'm saying?
That's why don't people do that? Why don't they re-record tracks and just make them sound like, obviously, you know, up the quality from.
But I could ruin at the same time. I could just imagine bare kids just doing TikToks and that, and just ruin the authenticity of
it. But people gonna do shit with everything anyways.
Yeah, you're right. Bro,
is that a thing though? Like, can't people do that? Like, I've always wondered that. I was just thinking, like, there's some tracks from back in the day. Yeah, if they re-recorded it now and put it out like as a proper official release, like that'd be so lit.
Bro, if they've got the rights, they can do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, Talking the Hardest, bro. I could imagine a mad remix right now.
Yeah,
but like of like the OGs doing it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, obviously the younger generation are cold, but if I saw a remix of them old tunes, I'd want to see like the OGs on there, innit?
Yeah. Who did you listen to back in the day though?
What, in the UK?
Yeah.
So in primary school, I didn't listen to UK music at all because I don't think I had access to YouTube like that. I had it, but I just weren't on there. Do you know what I mean? I just weren't aware of it like that. But when I got into like secondary school, I like CS a lot from Peckham.
Yeah.
I like CS. Gigs. Even like Lethal B, you know. Even tell a lie, I was big on like N-Dubs and that.
I remember they were Channel U, or was it Channel AK or Channel U at that time? Then they changed the name.
I was onto all of that back then, and even like Tinchy Strider and that back then. You know what I'm saying?
I remember when Up in the Shubs came out, Giggs' thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Kai's and that, Up in the Shubs on it, and it was on Channel AKA. That track was lit.
Yeah, it was hard, bro. I remember. I was always on Channel AKA. That's on there. I think it was like Channel 370 or something on the Sky. I feel like I still remember it. If I might be wrong, but I used to always be on that. But primary school, it was just always G Unit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was just big on that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like the fake chain and everything. Like,
I
wanted to be 50 Cent when I was young, innit?
Yeah.
I mean,
now 50 Cent, even till now, like, bro, like one thing I rate about him, is that he's always branched out and done different things.
Yeah.
He started doing music, and then he just said, you know what? He just.
What do you lot? I'm actually curious about this. What do you lot think about certain people branching out? So let's say, for example, The Rock going from WWE to acting, or certain musicians going from music to acting, or actors going from acting to. What do you think about people branching out to different arts?
Why not? As long as you stay yourself, innit? Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, like, boxers might have I don't know, like
that's another one. That's a big one.
A modelling deal. Do you
like
know what I mean? Like, I'd just say don't do something you're not, like, not just for the money though. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, have some type of values you will stick by.
So what do you lot think of YouTube boxers? Because me, like, I think me and you had this conversation a while back, and I remember you being against it. I don't know if you've changed your mind, but the way I see these YouTube boxers, they're not. There's a bag in it. Don't get me wrong. There's a bag in it, and I think a lot of people hate it because they see these other boxers and how they've grinded from beginning to end, and how these YouTubers are just going straight to the end kind of thing without having to do the hard part. But the way I see it, let's say, for example, KSI or Logan Paul, whatnot. These people aren't just doing it for a bag. Like, these lot are actually going through the gutter. These lot, cool, they've got a stepping stone, they've got a head start. But then again, they've made their bag through grinding. So
they still built themselves. They still built themselves.
And the fact that they're actually training hard. Like, you see them training hard and proper, like, going and then learning, like, becoming self-developed, like, a lot. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Bro, like, do you know what it is? I see it from both angles though. Like, they have built themselves, and people can't kind of forget that. Do you know what I mean? Like, KSI wasn't just born in KSI, he had to make himself KSI.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
He had to grind.
But obviously, from a boxer, the way they're looking at it, it's like, rah, like, because I see my bro, as I said, he motivates me because I can wake up, like, I don't do it no more, but I could wake up at 10 or 11 back then. And then my bro, I was shouting my bro, he's just like, yeah, I'm going training. I'm like, oh yeah? Yeah, and he's telling me it's his second session.
Yeah.
What? Like, I'm waking up and he's had 2 sessions.
Yeah.
So I had to pattern myself up, innit? So understanding like what fighters do and what the work they put in, the blood, sweat and tears for them just to see someone fast tracked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, they're probably thinking like, what the fuck, innit? But bro, it's life, innit? Life ain't fair.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
don't want to say life's fair.
I feel like sometimes it's a waste, man. Like not waste on if you don't branch out, it's a waste. Like if I specialize in YouTubing, for example, and I've been doing it for 10 years, and I've started from nothing. I started on 5 subs, and I had 5 subs for about a year or something, and I grew it. For me to now 10 years later, for me to have 20 mil or something, and to not branch out, I feel it might be a waste, man. Like for me to plus like it gets boring after a while, innit? Like I feel like some of these people like KSI and Logan Paul and whatnot, they kind of bored of this vlogging or doing YouTube videos, playing FIFA and whatnot. They want to do something a bit more. People are now podcasting and people are now boxing and art and be making music and stuff like that.
Do you know what's going to be the next thing? Yeah, people should podcast, so they have a conversation for like 5 minutes and then they box for 5 minutes, then they podcast again.
That's chess boxing, no?
Yeah, no, but that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna take the concept from. Have you ever seen it? Like, so people play chess, for 1 round, and then the next round they box, then they play chess again, then they box in the ring.
Seen that,
bro, it's so lit. It's so lit.
It's so cool.
But imagine this, but bro, imagine this. We start a new thing, it's like people box, sit down for 3 minutes, they talk about it, like just like on a podcast thing, they have a conversation, they're like, I smacked you up, I gave you whatever, then they go to the next round. That'd be so dope. But we need to start this, bro.
You know the thing that people do when they do that little face-to-face thing before the fight and they walk shit. Imagine doing that mid-fight.
That would be so dope. They sit down in the corners in the ring, blue and red corner. They start talking smack, the first minute, They're like whatever. Then they start scrapping. Then they sit down again. They say like, bro, what did you like the right bang and that?
Bro, pod box. That'd be sick. That'd be lit.
And add some extra rules. Then they have to drink like a drink like alcohol or something.
After something like proper off. You know what I mean?
That'd be so sick.
I think this is like the origin of something. That's like insane, man.
That sounds insane. We should start this.
That's the 2 things that are popping right now, isn't it? Like since lockdown, boxing and podding they're like the 2 things that have been really popping recently. But
listen, just going back to the platform thing. This is what I wanted to say earlier. I didn't get to say it. Like if you look at so the reason I was saying people do the same things on different platforms, like podcasting is basically radio, just with the freedom of choice of what we want to listen to, how we want to create it,
what you want to say.
YouTube's basically like TV's dying, innit? Like let's be real, but YouTube's like it's Netflix is a thing, all of that stuff. But all it's like back in the day, like you have to check the guide to see what time a show's on and all of that stuff. That's gone, man. And going back to your point of branching out, I think when people branch out, it's like the foundation's always the same, innit? And I think branching out is a good thing because we get to learn new things and new experiences. But we use the same foundation and we strengthen the foundation doing like 50 Cent's a good example. He does the same, he hustles in every single thing that he does. His foundation stays the same, he's just doing different things.
It's transferable skills, isn't it?
Yeah.
Essentially what it is, like this is everyone that does, like The Rock, for example. Like The Rock started, I mean The Rock's a bad example. He was acting and then he went to acting. It's different. But like anyone that specializes in one field and moves to another, it's just transferable skills. It's just taking what you've learned from that thing and applying it to the next thing.
But I feel like, I don't know, like in terms of like athletes, you can't be an athlete forever. You've always got to understand that you may need to take another.
But the mindset stays though.
Yeah, of course. And that's why you said transferable skills, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But it's like, and some athletes, I'm not saying they don't want to actually be athletes, but they might have fallen, like, they're not in love with it no more. Do you know what I mean? And they want to take a different path in life, innit?
I think that's the sad thing about, especially football is the worst one. Like, when like the youth footballers who just don't make it, these people, like, there's it's sad to say, but there's youth footballers that commit suicide after being dropped from the team because that's all they know.
That's all they knew.
All they know is football. When they get dropped, it's like, okay, what I do in my life, I ain't got nothing, I got nothing left to do. So
Starts up still.
So 2 things before we wrap up. First thing, and then we'll wrap up with a question. But the first thing is there anything you want to plug to the community that we've got right now?
So in terms of what?
Just like in terms of like, I don't know, music or anything you wanna promote really.
I'm gonna say no.
like
no,
that.
do you know the reason why? Is because one thing I used to do is say I'm gonna do something before it's done, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, shit's coming, innit? Do you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna be like, oh, something's dropping. But you know, man's working behind closed doors. Yeah. So there will be music. Do you know what I mean?
And if you want to drop your Insta for people to connect with you,
it's Billy Bones _1. Do you know what I mean?
And if you want to check out Billy's music, just go on YouTube and type in Billy Bones.
Billy Bones.
Yeah.
Bare music there. Do you know what I mean? Bare music coming.
Yeah. What's that line? She sat man down and gave me knowledge.
You know the line, bro.
No, but that's the other thing I didn't get to say. I feel like, so obviously you kind of downplay the creativity aspect, but I feel like, like I feel like you got some really creative sentences in your music. And I feel like also your music as well, there's a sense of like get the money and grind instead of being distracted by all these different shitty things in life. So I fuck with that message.
I'd say that's how my mindset is. Do you know what I mean? So I just apply that to my music. So it's literally the way I think, innit? Do you know what I mean? But
that's refreshing because most other people, they'll just talk shit. They'll talk about girls and cars and fucking
temporary things. Aren't
it's just it's boring, man. It's the same essence in all the songs, man. So it's nice to hear something different, bro. So the question we ask every single person is, when you get a chance to say one thing to 7.8 billion people in the world, what are you gonna tell them?
Damn. Bro, that's some.
I just slapped it, bro. Do you know what it is? I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not just you, bro. We slap on a lot of people, and that question.
I wouldn't even know what to say because, bro, like I've said things like a year ago, and I look back at what I said and thought, damn, like, or I thought a type of way about something.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, damn, like, good thing I didn't voice my opinion because that was wrong, innit?
I think that's the power of doing something like this, innit? Because one of my favorite things, like I've been on a pod a couple of times already, and I like going back and watching my old episodes and thinking, raw, I used to think like that.
Think like that. Do you know what I mean?
But that's normal though. Like I would be surprised if you wouldn't think.
I like revisiting old mindsets.
But saying to 7 billion people, I would just say, you know what? Take care of your own and do what makes you happy, innit?
Yeah.
I would say in 10 years' time, I'm gonna stick with that, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'd probably say.
I like that. Fuck with that.
Do what makes you happy and take care of your own, innit? Nice. You know what I mean? Integrity is key, innit, as well. So yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
What would you say though?
What would I say?
What would you say?
I've answered that question a few times before. What would I say to them now? You know what? Now I would tell them, pay attention to. They should pay attention to how they judge people, and learn to become a better judge of a character. Because not everything is as it seems, innit? Yeah. And just I would tell them, just like, you know, connect with themselves and understand how they perceive stuff, how they hear stuff, how they look at stuff. Because I feel like if they address those elements in their life, I think it will help them get to the next.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So.
But yeah, man, much gratitude for coming down, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me.
And yeah, thanks for taking the risk as well, innit? That's just to do it, bro. Because
it needs to be done, innit?
And we're gonna have to do a part 2 as well at some point.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Defo.
Cool.
So thank you again, bro. Jeez.